Katie Custom Woodworking and Custom Concrete. I'm here today. I have my island and I was agonizing. I didn't really want to do it. I spent a lot of time on the wood, but I got to put plugs in here. There's going to be a concrete countertop with a waterfall. The only thing is putting these plugs in the waterfall on the side would affect the concrete. I'd end up with like a hole, literally a hole in my concrete. And I don't feel good about that, so I'm not going to put any there. So I've come up with 4. I forget the math on the square footage, but you might want to look in your area, how many you're supposed to put in. So I'm going right here. I'm going horizontal, which should not be an issue, you know. I'll get the double plug with the USB. I'm going to put 4. I'm going to put every other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other thing what you got to watch while I'm in the shop now getting this done is this is delicate as hell. If I make a mistake on install or whatever and then try to drag this back into the shop, it's a lot of time. You know, you'd never be able to touch it. Like right here, there's a little scratch because when I brought it here, I dragged it, but it does need one more coat. So when I say that, I say keep it simple, stupid, as they say. So what I'm doing, just get yourself some tape. I'm going to do these individually. I thought about making a jig, but I have 3/4 plywood plus 1/4 inch. It would be hard to rotor through this. The reason why I like the plastic ones compared to the metals are usually, you can put other ones together. They always have a screw or something that's in the way that tends to be a real pain in the ass. This one I really like, nice and clean. I mean, I'll see after I put a little spacer there and pop a couple of screws up under it. Alright, so one tip, and pencil. I know it was funny, it was at one job, I was there 15 years ago, and I laugh at it because the electrician was there and I took all the old tables, it was a commercial job, all the old tables from the bank, I had about 3 of them actually, long ones, they were really good tables. I had all my stuff spread out, and I had a pencil sharpener, and he couldn't believe it. He said, you bring the electric pencil sharpener? I said, yeah. Why it's so important when you're having cabinet making, I mean, it has to be precise, like a carpenter pencil or framing pencil, whatever you want to call it, will not be the same thing. So this is really it. So I want to be up here, right? All right. But I don't want to screw up. So we know our bottom height. So basically, just take the adjustable here. Why did I pick there? The plate's going to be a little more beyond that. Right? But I like it as a reference. I keep it down. The concrete's going to be about, I'm only going to go about 4 inches. I don't have as much room as I thought I would because there's a staircase. So, and then this is the other thing. The adjustable is, I mean, I don't know where I got this. I think I got this at Canadian Tire, one of our stores. This is all metal. I really love this one. Very solid. I don't like the aluminum ones, the light ones. So it's just stay in the middle. One line. Now, I could get all scientific here and just start adding, what's this? Oh man, look at this thing. Wow. That's stain, eh? Or is that my blood? I cracked my head the other day. Yeah. 3.5. So 17.5, 3.5, 14. So it's about 7 inches where I'm going to start. I think that's at center. Let's see how far off I am. 7. Well, we know that. And 7. So I'm pretty accurate. You know, if I was a 1/4 inch either way, it really isn't going to make a difference. So you know it's going to be 7. As I measure, make sure you double check because if I'm a little off, even if I'm off an inch and I got to be dead center in that little panel, it's going to look horrible. So double check, double check. Now, when I'm confident there, then I get my drill ready and I got the bit set at 3/8 of an inch. I didn't go really that big, but make sure the bit is a little over the outside corner because if you're not, if you're on the inside, you're not going to get the box in, and it gets really tough to get in, and sometimes it's hard to figure out why your box isn't going in. Now I'm using the jigsaw because you see the way I did it, both corners up, down, so it's exactly the same. Don't do this with a cutoff saw. It's especially something that thick. That's about an inch thick. You'll be there forever. You're just going to burn through. And plus you risk jumping. What I mean by that, if you don't hold it properly, the little cutoff tool, you're gonna slip and you're gonna put a big gouge in that mahogany. So that's why I used only the jigsaw. And I realized too that I should have used a finer bit. So on the next one, I used a finer bit on the jigsaw, and I had to cut the little nibs off there with the cutoff tool. And then once I had my little, whatever you want to call it, down my pattern, I was gone. And it didn't take that long to really do it. With the plug, it's a plate actually, without the screws. And show here. Just kind of locks in there. It's put the screws there and it snaps on. And why I picked this, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to stick. All right, so I'm going like this. And I want the grain running this way. You see the plugs the way they are. I think it look a little decent. So and we're just. All right. There's my piece. That's pretty decent. The other thing I gotta watch is maybe just be a little careful. I don't slide off. There we go. Now I'm gonna use the epoxy, and I'm just gonna go over here for a sec and grab the sander. Okay, got a little block here, little plugs left over, and I'm just going to rough it up. Seems pretty smooth. I'm not 100% sure this is going to work. But if it does, it's going to be cool. And when I put a black plug there, it'll even look better. Now I'm cleaning it. Just put it on your pants, whatever. There's not much stuff. So got some nice scratches in here. What I'm not sure is, I've never done it with epoxy. This is not paperback, just wood. And to make sure that I don't know if it's going to bleed through. I don't think it will. I'm ready here. I just got to get the clamps. Make sure everything's ready. There's no do-overs in this. I'll keep this for the next plug, if this works. I'll wait a day or two. I'm not that much of a rush. So, I'm just using J-Weld. It's a great product. You can get two of these, like Canadian, $30, and it's not terribly expensive, but it does go a long way for shop use. When I use this stuff for clear coat, I use it for gaps in a heartbeat. But for me, getting involved in epoxy, doing epoxy tops, that's another subject. So I'm trying to get equal amounts here. It's not a big surface. Hopefully I got enough. I don't want to put so much because if you don't have it too smooth, you just have a blob. I got equal amounts. I'm just eyeballing it. And I'll get the trusty little stick here. I forget what the shelf life for something like this is. You basically have maybe 10 minutes tops. I don't want to ooze too much on the sides. You know, I'm wondering, am I better off just to put it on the veneer here and then push it on, or put it on. All right, well, you know the answer now. Just troweling it on very lightly. So it's cool about woodworking. You know, veneers are amazing. You can do so many cool things with them. Okay, right now, just being super careful. Make sure you have enough on the edges. I don't want this thing peeling off. The edges I'm going to sand, and I'm just going to put black, and then I'll spray this. And I guess I'll have to spray on the inside. I'll do a little black there too. So I'm going to go upside down. I can see a little bit oozing out. I'm pushing it down gently with my fingers. So I'm pretty decent. I'm going to turn it this way now. Wax paper. It is so important to put wax paper on this. Now that's decent. I'm gonna put the C-clamp on, but remember, this is a little hollow plastic. Don't go too crazy. I'm just gonna my biggest fear right now, if the veneer moves and then I don't have enough on the edge when I go and trim it. So I'm gonna go get lunch, and I'm gonna come back after lunch. So it's after lunch. Let's see how I make out. You know, like our sample over here. Like I used leftover. Nothing bled through. That's my fingerprint. I was pushing there, and you know, I mean, you could tell, you could feel it right away. So let's see how this worked out. I got a little bit stuck on the back here. Let's see. Show you right there. This looks really good. All right, I'll be gentle here. Just a little bit. I went a little happy there. I'll have to clean that out. Last thing, I put just a quick sealer on it to see what it looked like up close. And if you want, you can use the old style. You won't have as big. I think it would blend in a little better, but in this case, I want to put the USB there. So I had no real choice, and that's it. So I'm gonna move on. I'll show the lights next time, and there we go.